And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 338. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, we have one topic for you guys tonight, and that will be us discussing Warner Brothers is up for sale, and that is going to be the only topic we have tonight because, these episodes of the MSK show are usually around 8:30, 8:45 p.m. PST, and I felt like we had better conversations about the topics when they were at least at the very minimum one or two. Even when we did three topics, we still did it very good, but I felt like if we kind of concentrated all our effort and thoughts into one topic, we give you guys a really great discussion on it. And then that way you don't have to worry about another topic after that. And this one's pretty big because, this one could have some interesting ramifications for the film and TV and animation industry that Mr. Grey Poupée loves so much. But we are upon us with Halloween 2025. And yes, the MSK show this Friday falls on Halloween. Crazy. So it's going to be me and Warren and Nate. We're going to have a nice little Halloween special. I have no clue what we're going to do. Like, I think a few years ago when it was just the Iron Man podcast, we did a ranking list of the Halloween movies, actually, which I still have to release as a solo video, which I know what episode it was. But that was pretty fun. I really enjoyed that. But I do have to get back into watching more movies. Like, even if I have to just sit here and just watch them all the way through. Not porn. I'm not talking about porn, guys. I'm not a porn connoisseur. I am an entertainment cinema connoisseur, actually. Moving forward, definitely want to try and incorporate some more movie reviews, but there's just so many topics that come up, and there's so much news that follows already a set of topics that we already cover. So, it's just about balance in all things, as I always say, So, we're going to talk for a little bit, our usual guy bro conversation that you guys know and love. And that's going to go for a little bit longer than I usually have sex with my wife. I usually only last like good 5 minutes, get nice 2 positions in, 5 strokes here and there. Warren and Gray don't believe me, but it's fine. It's okay. I will convince them eventually.
If we're breaking this down by math, that's 2 positions, 5 minutes, 4 strokes. So each stroke is like a minute and a quarter.
Yeah, so in my brain, I'm factoring in, okay, I don't want to blow my load too soon, so I give an accurate amount of strokes to each one.
So you're obviously not counting the 3 minutes of crying afterwards as part of this.
Why would I cry after sex? What?
I'm not talking about you.
Just pointing out, what guy cries after having sex? That's just kind of gay, being completely honest here. Good Lord. I mean, I was going to show you guys some of the Sydney Sweeney goodness, but the second one's a little bit like, she went a little crazy on that one. You can literally see how big her tits are in that one. The other one's fine. No, I agree. It's just, you know how YouTube is now. I think someone got dinged because they showed Kathleen Kennedy's face in a clip. I'm not kidding. So the second one is a little risque. I can't show you guys that one, but I have it bookmarked for my own, research purposes.
It makes sense why people were using Cartman as Kathleen Kennedy from South Park whenever they showed Kathleen Kennedy as a way to get around that copyright bullshit.
Yes. And who do we have here tonight? Orange Avenger. Well, that was only mildly embarrassing. Got a couple kills at least. Kept being out too far with no support. That's okay. Playing League of Legends is a marathon, not a sprint, as I always say. Let's steal candy from other streamers. That's going to be pretty hard, honestly. Emilio, what's up, man? How you doing, dude?
Hey,
Gray, King Style, and Orange. Hopefully you guys have a nice night and almost Halloween. Yes, it is almost Halloween. I really enjoy Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays of the year. I do plan on doing more stuff for it in the future. It's just this year specifically, around this time period, a lot of stuff happened at my job, and I had to take care of some other private stuff, wife and kids and being a famous content creator. I have like 1 million subscribers. I have like hundreds and hundreds of viewers on all my platforms. But, Sydney Sweeney apparently is going to be in Euphoria season 3. I never watched the show. it's what probably the same thing as like fucking Pretty Little Liars and Vampire Diaries and Gossip Girl and all that shit.
It's that show with what was the fake MJ called
Zendaya.
Zendaya,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck.
Zendaya.
Yeah, she was in Euphoria. That was her breakout role before she did the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, what's crazy is I don't get why she's considered attractive. She looks all right. She's all right at best. I'd give her
Have
like
you seen her dressed as C-3PO? Come on.
I'm pretty sure MSK it's probably because, again, remember the target demographics teenagers / 20-year-olds. So
true. Yeah.
to them it's like, oh my god, this is attractive, this is hot. Like to a 30-year-old, maybe he might find that attractive, but it's like she has that look of her.
You're an old man, MSK. You don't know what's cool anymore.
Hey, I will say, for Zendaya, the only movie where I feel like she really gave her 100%, it's actually a streaming movie that was on Netflix back in 2021 with Denzel Washington's son. I feel like she actually acted very well in that movie. A lot of people give it a criticism for like some dating relationship bullshit, but I feel like her actual performance was actually very good. And I was like, why do I not see this in any of your other movies when I see you? Usually when I see you in other movies, it's kind of like, all right, this is just like the damsel in distress cute girl that the guy's supposed
What
to
movies
save.
have you seen her in? To be fair.
Oh, what was the one that she was in with Denzel Washington? Good Lord. So, to be fair, I did originally see her in that Disney TV series a long time ago back in the day when she was with Bella Thorne.
Yeah.
That was when I was a kid.
Also,
So
Dune was another movie.
I saw her in Dune. She wasn't
And-
really in the first Dune movie, though.
She
I saw her in
kind of
Dune.
was.
And then
She was
you
more in the
decided not to
sequel.
watch the second one.
Yeah,
So,
because I don't want to blow my
Just
brains
saying,
out.
yeah, no, you're right. Like people, said that it was cinema, so you're allergic to it. There's no way you'd go to
There
it.
was that
Yep.
there was that tennis movie that was very
Challengers.
misleading.
Again,
yeah.
that's called cinema. It was up for awards. MSK would never watch that.
You know what's also won an award, Gray? King Richard, after Will Smith assaulted someone on stage.
And he accepted it, and nobody gave a
MSK?
shit about him assaulting Chris Rock.
Oh God! You know what's even the
Okay,
worst
let's
part?
all take a bet here. Who thinks that MSK has seen King Richard?
I did a review of it. I think I still have the review too.
Wow,
on this
I would have
computer.
lost that. The fact that it was up for an award, I thought, based off that alone, you would have never seen it.
Dude, what was even worse about that night is the fact that, okay, I'm not saying that, well, I don't really think God is real, but people kind of fall onto that like God and devil bullshit when they get in trouble to have like a scapegoat and some shit, right? Remember after he got the award for King Richard, he was like, when the devil will come for you at the craziest moment. What the fuck? Just literally scapegoating into religion because he just had no argument to give for walking on stage and assaulting someone over a joke.
And him crying afterwards as if he was the victim.
Yeah, like, well, what? First of all, you do not get to just scapegoat religion in that. No devil made you do that. Get the fuck out of here. Shut up. You being black is already the devil, but like, god damn. Holy crap. That was just so disgusting. Everyone's just weirded out. Like Jason Momoa, that black chick that played T'Challa's wife in Black Panther, I forgot her fucking name. She was just like,
Lupia.
Yeah, they were just looking at him like, this guy okay? Like they thought he was gonna just go beat up them. Like, holy crap. I want Disney to buy Warner Brothers. I think we can eat. Good Lord, please no. Disney
That would be the
worst.
worst outcome ever.
I don't think the government would even allow that.
No,
I
they
think this
fucked up with the Fox deal. Now they're never ever gonna do that ever again. They're not gonna have a major movie studio unless the company is super in debt, like to the point it's in the negatives. They're never gonna allow that because you'd have a monopoly, just like the Fox deal.
Oh God, man. Yeah, I just don't think, because even with the Microsoft Blizzard acquisition, that almost didn't go through. Like some of these like big giant conglomerate companies eating up another one. Woof, like Disney would be the absolute worst. Honestly, at that point, I would just let Netflix or Amazon have them at that point, or Apple.
I hear what you're saying.
It has to be
But
better.
never say never, man. Like they're literally rewriting the rules so that all these different TV mergers can go through.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Just have Apple
The
or
old rules,
Netflix.
no.
Have Netflix or Apple buy it or Amazon and just call it Warner Brothers, right? Because again, the legacy name, right? It's over 100 years old. They're gonna just gut it and Frankenstein it and call it Warner Brothers. Discovery, and in reality, it's just their brand, and they
Yeah.
can do whatever they want.
Oh my, because like Warner Brothers, because I generally don't know, because I need to have this number for the video. Warner Brothers current debt, because I generally forgot. I think it has to be over $100 billion. The
Didn't
last
they
time I
just
checked years ago was 50 billion. So
didn't they just got bought for like this is going to be the third time? It was like the second time previous after AT&T and then Discovery bought them.
okay, I was a little off. So as of the second quarter of 2025, Warner Bros. Discovery's gross debt was approximately $35.6 billion. How does a company rack up that much billions
Easy
of dollars in
unproduced
debt?
projects and money laundering, man.
Good Lord. I still want to know how much money they had to pay in back-end deals for that 2021, day and date release debacle. Good Lord. I just want to know, because that would just be a fat level L. And then remember when they gave J.J. Abrams like $200 million to produce like DCEU content? It was supposed to be like for the Justice League Dark kind of side of that universe, and he gave them what my dad's influence in my life was. Nothing. He legit got money from them and gave them nothing. Honestly, could you sue for that? If I gave you money to do content and you signed saying you would do it and you didn't do it, but around the same time they merged with Discovery, so I don't know if that could really apply, but that's just crazy. They just freely gave
they
away.
probably got out of whatever the contract was. J.J. Abrams wasn't producing, and then I imagine when the Discovery merger or whatever that was went into place, they probably just got out of it.
Yeah.
And who knows what's going to happen with Warner Brothers after this, because MGM, Miramax, they've all been bought up. I think what was it? Is it Miramax is owned by Disney, or was it is it owned by Amazon now? Because they got the
Paramount
James
has it.
Bond. Yeah, because like Amazon bought a studio and got the James Bond franchise. Paramount bought up J.J. Abrams studio, so now it's Paramount Sky, whatever. And it will happen with Warner Brothers because they only want the IP. They could care less about the studio. They just want the IPs.
I think
Well,
Paramount. There was a report I read earlier today. I think John Campy had it where I copied and pasted the headlines so I could see it. I think there's a source that said if Paramount were to buy it, they would keep the people that are currently running it. So I don't know if that would apply the same way to Netflix or Amazon or Apple if they were to buy it too.
I think if Amazon bought it, would probably be the same thing.
Yeah, because
probably
they let all those Twitch employees stay when they
probably
bought
the
Twitch.
same with Netflix, because you buy it and then if I don't know what happens with the debt, or if the debt gets paid off with the purchase.
You're basically just hot potatoing it for being
honest. I'm not exactly sure on all that, but
yeah.
But if you have everything in place and you just want them producing content for you, then they keep the Warner Brothers Studio label. It's just now under Netflix or under Amazon, and they keep producing stuff like normal. Now, most likely, I feel like that's what's going to happen just because of the machine that Warner Brothers is. But what is interesting, though, is that all of the stuff that Warner Brothers own, DC being one of them, like the comic books and all that stuff is kind of like in a limbo right now. What could happen to it? And like, they could just, Netflix could be like, we don't care about comics, or Netflix could be like, we want all of our IPs to have comics now. And DC could expand to having like K-pop Demon Hunter comic books and stuff along those lines. I mean, it all matters. I mean, it depends on who buys it and what their plans are.
Also, Stranger Things comic books or Cobra Kai could also have a comic
all the
book.
IPs that Netflix owns can now get comics. Same with Amazon. Amazon could be like, okay, well, we've got Lord of the Rings and we've got
Jack
James
Reacher.
Bond, we've got Reacher. There's a lot of stuff where it's like, yeah, let's start making some comic books out of this. So, I mean, it all depends. It depends on what contracts. Like right now, what happens with HBO? Does HBO lose all of its DC content, or is HBO just going to be disappear and all of its content will go into,
because remember Disney and Hulu, when this will be guys, just if you're watching this on the replay, this will be in the video too, but I just last point I bring up here before we go into it, because there's a lot we have to go over. Disney, as you know, Disney Plus is going to merge the Hulu app into their own streaming service. So I think that would be the play, though. Whatever streaming service that exists for whatever company is going to buy them, they'll probably just merge it eventually in. Or because that's the thing is, running a streaming service costs a lot of money. It just does, you know? But HBO Max is one of the ones that people say is teetering toward being profitable. So if they see the numbers going up and up and up, which is what these guys only care about, is just a number chart just going up, honestly, I'd keep it. It has the legacy brand to it. That's the one I would be like, okay, no need to merge it. Just keep it the way it is. If it's actually making money,
and
it's
Warner
fine.
Brothers has a good amount of catalog. Like you got to remember, you got the Matrix, you got the Willy Wonka stuff, right? It's not just the DC or the Hanna-Barbera or Looney Tunes stuff.
They got Potter.
Harry Potter. Yeah, Harry Potter as well. They have a bunch of
have
stuff.
Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is there. They have a lot of legendary stuff.
I wouldn't kill it even without the 100-year legacy stuff behind it. I would keep it for the name because it has those IPs.
So
Gray, get rid of it.
Gray, you're in the music industry. Has that kind of thing ever happened for the music industry? Like bigger company buys other company like that? Is that a consistent thing?
Yeah. So yeah, they were kind of the I don't know what you want to call it, like the prototype for it. Yeah, man, there used to be like a ton of majors. I think there was like 10 or 12 major labels, and it's all consolidated down to like 2. We've got like 3 majors now. They all buy each other out, and then it buys out the back catalog and everything like that. But yeah, man, it really sucks. Like Warner Music Group is just, they're assholes. They're the same ones who strike anybody for using anything online. They basically just bought the back catalog for everybody. But yeah, it really sucks.
Wasn't David Zaslav trying to sell off the music catalog for Warner Brothers? I remember.
I haven't followed it too closely. Maybe. It just sucks, man. They've got like bots unlike any other company that like anything from any Warner Music Group artist is just
there used to be,
instantly flagged.
There used to be like 6 big major groups, Gray, like 10 years ago, or 15 or 20. Like it was 6.
Sure.
And then they shrunk into 3 now.
Yeah, well, it was like double that before, but it's all these like little labels and like indie ones. They keep getting bought up by bigger companies. But I mean, it's a little bit different than like streaming. Say, like you can use your own content, so you could always create your own label, put your own music on it. Nobody's ever gonna have anything with that. You would own all the masters, you'd own the catalog, unless you ever sold. Like nothing can touch that. But where like streaming, most of these sites like Hulu or whatever, they're not making their own content, or if they're making it, that's a fraction of what's on there, where you've got to license everybody else's shit. So it's different, but yeah, that was kind of the prototype, what they've done with all these different studio systems, essentially. Yeah, they're just buying everybody up, and then it's all subsidiaries of a bigger label, which sucks, man.
Well, it really does, because they have such a strong arm on what people can and cannot do, and it's sad.
Yeah, it was, but the internet has changed everything. So now the big guy is basically Spotify, because it's leveled the playing field where anybody can put their shit up there right now. You don't have to be on a major label, where before, when you're actually getting like vinyl or a CD or whatever, you have to actually physically get that album somewhere. So it has to physically go to some brick and mortar. How do you get it in there? They've got a limited amount of space. The labels always had a way of pushing that. And then how do you get people to know about it? Well, the only way before was the radio. So then they had, they called it the whole like payola scandal, but essentially the big labels would come in there and literally give the DJs like Coke and a whole bunch of other shit, like free tickets to concerts. And then their bands would get played. And that's how their bands became popular. Well, with the internet, like everybody is out there now. You just have to get a following.
In the 80s, a little bit in the 70s, but more so in the 80s and 90s, because the radio was always a thing. Because then you had,
but I mean,
the controversy
it's
of
not
like,
now though.
No.
You
But
want to hear
remember,
the same 5 songs on repeat anymore? Like,
because remember, MTV didn't want to play Michael Jackson or any black artist, and Columbia threatened them and say, "Well, if you do that, we're not going to have any of our Colombian record people on your music video channel. We're taking them off." So they caved, and that's why Michael Jackson's Billie Jean was on there, because of that.
And
they strong-armed them.
The better we all are because of that. Billie Jean.
Well, now with the internet,
not my lover.
I remember
just a girl.
One of the big ones earlier, and that was SoundCloud. I don't know how big SoundCloud is now, but I remember when they first started, they were like, you get these free uploads, but then you have to pay. If you could just, and
Bandcamp as well. MSK is another good spot to put your music in.
like Spotify, they bought up Spotify for podcasters. So there was another company where basically you could just upload a podcast and then they would distribute it with an RSS feed to a bunch of different places. And Spotify just bought that company like about a year ago, honestly. It's just one big
it's
guy
probably
buying
going to
the
keep
other
happening.
one. It is.
Well, and there's a ton of issues with Spotify, but the one thing is it does kind of put everybody on an equal playing field, sort of. Of course, like you can still pay to get front page advertising, but
that's
or
what everyone
to get
does.
more recommends for your thing. But
yeah,
I mean, like the fact that basically the entire world is at your fingertips with Spotify. I don't know if there's any going back, man. I haven't been to a physical record store in a long time.
I
Most
mean,
of them around me, the good ones all closed.
Unless it's like a special anniversary bonus tracks, you're probably right about that, Gray. Like, why would you want to spend extra money on physical if you're not gaining something good out of it?
Well, and it seems like the selection at any physical store is lacking anyway. A lot of times, they're going for whatever kind of the big stuff is because they're looking to actually sell something. Where I'm looking for a lot more niche stuff, and man, there's no place like Spotify right now, which sucks. But I used to, be unreasonable with where I got it. What can I say? Some stuff, if I can't find it, I'll look to the internet.
Yeah,
but,
yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Yep,
indeed. I know MSK likes to walk the plank.
Yeah, I mean, hey, yo ho ho, we took a bite of gum gum. No, okay. You guys are not.
No, I get, yeah, One Piece.
No, it's because the thing is, the door opening like that. I think the internet made it that way. Like you get the access of basically like because there was this illusion you had to go through these establishments for like a lot of different things, whether it's animation, movies, everything, right? Whereas with like something like music, well, I could just make music in my house to just upload it to my own YouTube channel or Spotify, and then that's how I would just essentially break into the music industry. Unless people count that as breaking the music industry, because what counts as that? Like you performing in front of people, I don't know, having a certain amount of views on your music? Like, I don't know.
It's, if you're a band and you put your music up on Spotify and all the other sites, and then you have links to all your social media, then your fans who become really hardcore fans find out that you're only a state away from them. That you build up an audience of like 10,000 people within driving distance of you, then you could be living off of that, touring around up and down a 3-state tour just based off of social media. Comedians use it too. They'll put clips of their shows up on the internet, then you find them on Instagram or Twitter, and then you find out, oh shit, he's in Seattle on, in March. That's how they keep in touch with their fans. They cut out the studio, which was the studio the radio were access. Now you can manage your own fan base. And if you build up enough fans to profit off of, you could do it with a fraction of the audience and make way more money than you could if you had a label taking 70% of everything. So social media has definitely opened up for artists to make more money, but it doesn't mean that it happens for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people are not living off of their art, but they're still able to reach people.
That becomes the problem when something like that happens. It's the same thing for like Indiegogo or Kickstarter when you like raise funds for a comic book. You get an easier access door to this, but the thing that people generally forget with like these concepts, not like us, but everyone else is thinking about that too. Like, hey, I can just break in now without having to go through any like channels or any like establishment people. I could just get in. But then again, that was with them Amazon a lot too. So like a lot of people for their books on Amazon, they just pay for a bunch of advertising to be on the front page or to be on the recommended search, because if you don't pay for advertising, then you're going to be lost a lot in the algorithm, and no one wants that. But paying for advertising is a lot of money. So
yeah, I see VTubers do that all the time, man, or other YouTubers. They would do ads.
The only way you're going to get seen on Facebook is if you pay to have your shit boosted. If you don't pay to have your post boosted, there is no organic natural growth on Facebook or Instagram.
Unless you're someone that literally comes over to Facebook with an already built platform somewhere else, that's like maybe the only other way, because that's the only way I've ever seen it. Or it could be a guy that built. Facebook is very good at one thing. I'll still say building groups. You know those groups people have. Those are if you can build an effective interactive community there, it's actually very, very good. But recently, Facebook, they decided that they're going to stop private group chats. Why? Don't know. They just did because reasons.
Well, X is no better. You can't get seen on X unless you pay for it. Even if you have the subscription, you still have to pay to boost your posts. Because I paid for the subscription for 6 months and noticed zero change.
That's because
on my
you're not
interaction.
calling people retards in threads.
Well, that's the thing. It's like if you could do enough clickbait or rage bait posts, you can get some traction on there. But if you're not doing that, good luck. You just have to pay for it. It's all pay to play, all of them. TikTok's the only one that I've noticed has any kind of organic reach to it. But even then, it's limited. I've noticed that you can get derailed pretty quickly.
Okay, so before we go to the topic, we're going to show you guys some Sydney Sweeney goodness. But this was a big topic today from that fucking loser Razor Fist who, sent for Melanie Mac, and he's retarded. He's someone who's like, he talks in this weird, cringy, like, it's like that guy in high school who would have his hair all black nails and a black jacket, and he would say things about the government. He was literally word salading.
You talking about emo or goth person? Is that what you're saying?
Some of them, like, yeah, basically that. He would just talk in the
edgelord.
Yeah, he'll be like, our government is a bunch of fascists who don't supply the fucking Israel land. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Dude's out here just saying the most absolute bullshit. That's how Razorfist sounds to me. Just says the most retarded thing. He'll talk in this, like, I don't know, thinks he's smarter than everyone kind of wording, but it's literally just the stupidest shit. Like, dude, just say the more simpler thing. It would come off probably better in the long term. But since I know about Kingstyle. I don't know about Kingstyle's comic book background. I know Gray and Warren and myself have one. This is from the 90s. Do you think this is good? And I'll ask you guys for a rating. I don't really give ratings myself, but we'll kind of rate it here. So he had to take about 90s comic book art, which is usually praised as pretty good, honestly. Now then again, could be like nostalgia glasses.
MSK. Can I cut in for just a second?
Goodbye.
Do you think that Razor Fist comes off as totally just talking shit, not knowing anything about what he's saying? How do you think you come off?
Well, I come off, excellent, dialogue perfect, and charismatic, actually.
There's the answer, boys.
Okay. Sorry, getting back to it.
No, I'm just pointing out he talks very sounds like stupid, Like he'll say things like fucking hell. Just watch his videos. They're
Wait, which are we talking about?
Fucking
Razor
hell.
Fist.
He'll say things that are just some most convoluted word salad bullshit. He'll be like, man, the banks are stealing from you, but the crops are not growing in the backyard. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Just out here just saying the most nonsensical, stupid shit ever. But nevertheless, so this is.
What does your wife think about it?
This is a cover. Damn. Well, she's a whore. Her opinion doesn't matter. So this is a cover.
There's a saying out there about a pot and a kettle. I'm just trying to.
So this is the cover from a.
There's also
Batman
the birds and feathers and I don't know what the last part was.
Okay, all right. Okay. So I thought King was on my side, but it's okay. I'll just take Warren back then. It's okay. It's fine. So,
hey, I didn't know this was a competition, but
Okay, so this is why I asked you guys first, because this was a comic book cover from the 90s. I forget the artist. Good Lord. He
had a curiosity. What tab did you just close that you didn't want everyone to see?
No, I didn't close it. I just moved it over. That's a Sydney Sweeney one.
Sure. Oh, okay.
See, do you think this looks good? Just saying, if you were in a comic book shop, not even just discount 90s, would you buy this for a Batman comic book if you saw this as a cover?
I mean, it's not my favorite version of a Joker face, but I don't know. I want to know if Batman's getting acided or whatever's going on to his face.
Yeah, I want to know what's going on. So it's not the worst thing I've seen, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I've seen worse.
Terrible. Yeah, I've seen worse.
Yeah, it's not the worst comic image I've seen.
Wait, are we judging the entire 90s of comic book era based on this one cover?
I think that's what he was doing.
By someone that you hate. Is that what we're doing right now? I just want to make sure.
I don't like the way that the text is on the top either. Like it's not very aesthetically pleasing. But I kind of want to know what's going on. Like, is this acid that's being dripped on the bat? What's
Also,
going on?
who's doing the interiors? Because interiors can be different than the cover, and interiors could be awesome.
Right. I think the problem with the cover, first of all, is Joker's eyes. And the wording is a little just, to me, is just a little too big and a little off.
It almost looks like it was photoshopped in someone who doesn't really know how to use Photoshop that well.
Maybe
like the lettering on it. It just I didn't even know it was a Robin book. Like Robin should be up on top.
Because I think Robin looks fine. This looks fine.
No, the word Robin.
Yeah, the Robin.
This is a Robin comic book. This is not a Batman comic. It's a Robin comic book.
Okay.
So then, we didn't know that. So yeah, I think the Robin should be up higher.
So I would say the character Robin looks fine. Batman where's his torso? I don't know. I don't know. This would maybe pique my interest. I like the overall idea behind it. Like you have the kind of snowy background. It's kind of cool, but But then again, it's like comic book covers are, average, hit or miss with people. That's how it is. But I mean, he says 90s comic art isn't as bad as you've been told. It's worse. But is he trying to say the entirety of the 90s comic book line is bad based on this one cover?
Is this a new segment on the show? We're judging a book by its cover?
I mean, to be fair, I can't be judged by that. But I just don't know. It's like
Gray with the important moral lesson. Thank you, Gray.
I just don't get it. But I mean, the Joker doesn't look good. I will say that. But then again, I think it's only in the eyes. Everything else looks fine, honestly. So, would you guys buy that if you saw that?
I mean, based off of my record of not buying comics in years, probably not. But I want to know what's going on there. I don't remember a time where the Joker is aciding the bat, so I'm intrigued. It's not a pretty cover, though.
Yeah, it's
not a great cover.
Yeah,
by no means.
But but from what I know, that was when the guy first started, and what I was told, this guy had improved since then. Well, yeah, someone. Oh my goodness! I'll give me the name really quickly here. Billy Tucci had the name. Oh my goodness!
Billy Two Cheeks?
Oh, Travis Charrett. Yeah, Travis.
That's Travis Charrett's early work.
Yes,
you should see his later work. His later work is like a masterpiece. Like it looks like fine art that goes into a museum. His later stuff. I'm actually kind of surprised.
Isn't that what people want out of artists? Like maybe you don't start off really good, but you hone in your craft as you get better and better at it.
Well, I mean, I was terrible when I started. I mean, I'm still bad, but I'm better than.
Oh my god, no!
No, but it could be worse. You start off like basically like a prodigy, right? And then you get worse and worse as you get older. Because that's what happens to some artists. Like Akira Toriyama couldn't draw anymore when he did the, Goku and Vegeta, so they had to use an understudy instead because his hands were messed up. So his art style changed very badly because of that.
So here was one of the ladies in the thread. She had said, "Are you high? That's Travis Charest. He has more talent in his pinky than you've got in every other acted." Overacted skull throne rant combined. Keep swinging. See, this is the problem with him. He says this retarded bullshit. Just say she's a bitch. But he says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I recant you talent." What in the fuck kind of wording is that? This is so cringe to do.
So which part what don't you understand? Is it the alliteration, the fact that it's the triple B? Have you never heard the word bereft, bovine, or bitch? Which one is it?
Why? But why say that?
You gotta say it like in a kind of hoity-toity voice.
No. Like
I recant.
You
talent bereft bovine bitch.
Oh, perfect, right there.
I mean, just look at this mastery. It's the fucking Mona Lisa, really. No one would look at this and go, "That's the Mona Lisa."
Well, no, he's using sarcasm. So.
No, I know, but like, good lord. So, I hate sex with a lot of women. It's just kind of gay. But that's how we end up being
The Joker image is the eyes and the eyebrows. He needs to fix it.
It's also
See
the
his later
chin
work,
and the
like-
weird cheeks. Like,
Look him up.
there's a
on
lot
Google.
wrong with that Joker.
Also, he looks
Look
like
him
he's
up-
on Botox, so that's another issue.
Well, I mean,
But this
Oh.
is the other Sweeney. I can't show you guys the other Sydney Sweeney one. She was acting like a fucking whore with that dress she was wearing. This one's pretty good. She has some very nice assets. That looks
Her
very
eyes are
good.
very striking.
Yeah, I'm
very
sure.
energetic interviewer.
You want to
Goodness
bet
gracious.
it's that fucking dude that's always asked the most ridiculous questions ever?
Ridiculously gay questions.
MSK?
No, because like
No,
that guy
just-
is always asking the most ridiculously gay questions ever.
I
Who's the
agree.
gayest
That's MSK.
character?
Mhm.
He always says retarded things like, "Who's the gayest character in this show?" And we're supposed to care why, and we're supposed to give a fuck
no,
why.
is it the gayest thing ever? Like, that's how he sounds.
It's
He
MSK
sounds
autistic.
like a stereotypical American Jewish lawyer from the 1970s.
Oh god, Gray has been
To answer
maximized.
Miss Sparkle's question, he's definitely on a spectrum of some kind.
Well, WZ asked Gray. Gray has been Macmanized. Or you mean Macmatized?
No, Macmanized. It's like getting Stuckmanized, but it's gooier in a weird way. No, I have not been Macmanized, and I never shall be.
It kind
No.
of sounds like a 3-shot treatment. Have you been mechanized?
Oh god. Oh goodness gracious. I can clip this. He asked the gayest things ever and play a compilation of MSK yapping. Okay. I want a greatest moments of season 1 of the MSK show before the year's over. We need a greatest moment.
It's
Or
like
like
a
the great-
10-second video.
What are you talking about? Before we get a
Well,
season 2 with 2026?
I mean, well, what's season 1? Is that episode 0 through
No. Like,
339?
by the way IMDb counts it, I think for this show specifically, they're going to count it each year. So by the end of this year, that'll be season 1. I'm not kidding. It's actually stupid as fuck. But
Shouldn't it just be called year one at that point because it's not a season? Because
I don't-
seasons are 4.
that's how they
Why
counted
even
it.
call- I never understood that for TV shows, right? For
I-
certain shows, it's season because it makes sense. If it's gonna be do like 2 seasons a year, right? Season 1 is in April, like in say spring, and then in
Yeah.
the fall in September. So it makes sense why they would call season 1 and season 2.
Yeah. So for seasons, we just have 1, but years, it's counted 2024, 2025, obviously, because we started in 2021. Sorry, we started on September 21st, 2024. But yeah, I don't know why it's counted as just 1 season. Maybe it's just because they're taking it as a yearly thing. So
Hey, MSK, I feel like you're not giving enough credit to WZ. You see, Michael has a great comment there that we already have the greatest moments. It's called posting MSK's W's. There's an entire channel dedicated to it, and I
no,
thoroughly enjoy it. I have rang the bell every
really,
time
you
something
rang
new
the bell.
gets
Oh my
uploaded.
god.
Oh yeah, man. I get notified right away, and then I have to jump to go see what's going on there.
What I'm
Because it is the greatest channel on the internet. Everybody, go over there if you want to see the greatest hits from season 1, apparently.
no,
And
what I'm saying is
Prior, the time that can't be counted.
I need a greatest moments of season 1 of the show. I need it. Because those are just bite-sized things. We need something like that's an hour long where it encompasses all the greatness of the show's first season when the year is over.
No, that's got most of it.
Oh god, man. So all this talk of seasoning is making me hungry. Orange is like 12 o'clock for you. You need to go to bed, sir. Guys have to go to work soon. But
What are you trying to throw like Mogwai rules on him? He can eat after midnight, okay?
He's
I
Nothing
agree
bad
with
is
that.
going to happen.
I didn't agree to that at all. Just pointing it out there. I make the rules around here. You guys follow what I say because I'm the top G.
No.
No.
You're your own man, Orange Avenger. You got this.
Oh god.
Master of your own destiny.
I literally give Gray the fattest contract around here, and this guy has the nerve to rag on me. He hated my money. He threw my money in my face, actually.
Well, it's not good for anything.
Oh, did we do intro? I don't even...
He just
Now,
sends
this is all
you-
part of King Styles' intro.
He just sent you. MSK just sends you a piece of paper that says you have just earned 100 MacBucks. That's your paycheck. Just
Oh God. I don't think we did intros. It was in my head to do it, and then I completely just threw it out my brain. Actually,
as long as we haven't done intros yet, you could always bring on Miss Sparkles, and then she could be part of the intros as well.
Yeah, I'd rather slit my throat, but
no, you've got to know women policy because you're retired. Wait, no, you said something. I can't remember, but yeah, I know you have a no women policy, but come on, it's Miss Sparkles.
Yeah, I no women actually allowed on the show. That's how it works around here. Or if you're a woman, you have to know other women to invite them because I need to know all the friends too, actually. Yes, only Dick is allowed here. Not Dick Masterson because he's a fucking weirdo. But just dudes. Dudes make the show better. They make me feel
Wasn't
great.
he on Dr. Phil?
He was. He actually was. That's how you know that show was absolute garbage. Good Lord. So it's just one of those things where, guys make me feel great, and having conversations with men is just the best. And it makes me feel absolutely just.
You prefer the company of gentlemen. We get it.
I do actually, because when we're having a good time here, you guys enjoy it and you guys just love it even more.
I do know that your catchphrase is, women always bring down the party.
They do.
I disagree.
Yes. Women are the
Women are down to party.
Oh yes, then they love to get down on their knees too, which I've been a recipient of in my life. When they deep throated me. But it's one of those things where after I don't think with my dick, I think with my brain, and I think very straightforward, and I get it done. As you guys know me.
I don't think you think straight ever. It's just a theory.
Okay, before we get to the topic, very last thing, what are you guys watching this week? Because I know Bob said he's going to go watch the Back to the Future remaster coming out or some shit like that in theaters.
It's the 40th anniversary.
I'm watching the Chainsaw Man movie tomorrow.
Oh, hell yeah. I hear nothing but good things. I hope it lives up to the hype.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
So
the Reza arc's pretty badass.
Trey, I have this proposal for you. Your favorite movie of last year.
Again. The answer is no.
Great. It Ends With Us. The movie that came out last year with Blake Lively. It's cinema, obviously. It touched me in ways that no woman's ever touched me in my entire life, obviously. But the same author, Colleen Hoover, gonna have another movie coming out this week, I think.
Indeed.
Yes. It is called Regretting You. Now, then again, that's not a title for an episode, and I'm not implying that's what they think of me for coming on the show. So, let's say we dust off the old duo partner of mustard and black and mustard and chocolate, and do a solid review of something very soon.
Why is it that's the only? So yes, I'll probably see it. I have a wife; she likes chick flicks.
Oh, you have a wife? Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry that I brought you back down to reality. I'll probably end up seeing it. It was so. It Ends With Us was my absolute bottom film of last year. Just man, did that suck. A lot of it is the writing. It goes to Colleen Hoover herself, trying to tell this story, but man, the way that they do it in that movie is just it's god awful. But with characters like Lily Blossom Bloom, what can she do but own a fucking flower shop? She has to. Her name's Lily Blossom Bloom.
And you guys want to convince me that women are interesting people that can write interesting characters. That's just what you guys tell me.
Women can. Colleen Hoover cannot. I'm sorry. She is a problem. But I don't know. It's just weird that she makes this very, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's downplaying domestic abuse in a weird way. And then the way that they tried to market that movie, just it strikes me wrong. But I got to say, this Regretting You thing, I saw a trailer for it. It doesn't look nearly as bad. Now, it could just be that they took a couple moments that aren't as bad as that other movie and strung them together. But I think this looks better, and it might just be because of the actors, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You're excited for it. How come this is what strikes your fancy? Like, you could have seen Sinners. You could have seen any number of really good movies that were out this year. 28 years later, The Naked Gun. You claim that you like comedy, but you didn't go to that.
I'm not. Okay. I have a busy life, Gray, and my wife wants me around.
Final Destination. It's like amusement parks and death. Come on, how could you not love this thing?
There's Black Phone
But
too.
No.
I could go see that.
Yeah, you could have talked about that, but that's not getting you into there. But Regretting You, Colleen Hoover's movie. Yes. That's the one that you want to review.
She makes quality cinema.
So did you say mustard and chocolate?
Yeah, we could bring back. we could dust off the old.
Nothing says I want to vomit more than mixing those two things together, because that's so appetizing that I probably won't throw up. Not.
Oh, come on, man! It's Dijon and dark chocolate. You want this,
Dijon. Man? Oh God,
that's like mixing ice cream and mayo and with something else and saying that's gourmet food. It's not.
One time on Rumble, James tried to get us to drink ketchup, mustard, mayo, and fucking, I don't know, olives in one drink when he blended it together. Yeah, it smelled like absolute shit. But, did I put it in my mouth? No, because I don't put disgusting things in my mouth. So that's just how it works.
Untrue. That was a lie.
Ice cream plus mayonnaise plus anal discharge. No, like
your usual Sunday.
So I don't mind reviewing movies by myself. I used to do it back in the day a lot, but people generally like it when another person is there because they can also give not just counterpoints. They can bring up things that you just may have forgotten about. That was my biggest problem with doing movie review content, was that all the time I would come away from the review. I would like the video, but I'd be like, damn, I forgot that. That was a major thing I wanted to talk about. So I need someone that's going to do movie reviews with me pretty consistently. I would like to do it. But
you need somebody to do the heavy lifting while you can come in there and just kind of wave your hands about, do a little jazz hands, if you will.
Yes.
Okay. We can do that.
So but then again, I will always say how I feel about a movie. If someone feels differently, that's fine. But if I feel a certain way when I'm watching a movie, I want to make sure I let people know that when I'm doing the review of it. But then again, it just depends on how it goes for that kind of stuff. Like, it's just I usually try to make sure I bookmark things in my head. Okay, I want to talk about this first, and all the other things kind of end up coming out to play later on. So hopefully, within about a few months or two from now, we're gonna really get back on honing in on what made the channel great. Make MSK great again. That's what I'm gonna bring back. No?
But when was it ever great? You see, that's the problem. These legends, they grow over time. But I say MSK was never great.
I'm known as a legend in these parts, Gray. I'm a legend. No?
I don't think that's the correct thing. It's infamous. You are infamous in these parts.
Are you and the wife gonna go see the Twilight Saga in theaters? It's gonna come back like an anniversary or something.
Can't say we're gonna. She was never a fan of those, so
thank God.
Yeah, I married a good woman. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I've seen the movies. I know I've at least seen like 2 of them, but
there's
they never meant
Demon
anything
Hunters. That's coming back.
That thing is surprisingly awesome. Man, it's full of earworms. The wife is obsessed with that one, so I might have to go see that in the theaters.
So the next movies coming out that I have for my theater is, you have Predator Badlands. That's Dan Trachtenberg, who did Prey.
Dude,
and you Lost and Found in Cleveland.
Okay. Yeah. So Predator Badlands looks pretty awesome. I'm not sure on it. I let them get away with quite a bit. I enjoyed now I'm forgetting what they called the animated version. That was like the 3 different stories from earlier this year.
Fuck, I know.
I kind of dug it.
One they did, yeah.
Yeah, supposedly that's gonna connect into this one, but they've got droids and they've definitely got the Yutani company on some of the logos, so it looks kind of cool. I always dig a synthetic from the Alien franchise, so I don't know. I'm kind of a simp in this one. I hope it's going to be good, but it is not my favorite look for a Predator. For some reason, this dude just doesn't look like a Predator to me. So we'll see. And then as Amelia is saying, the ratings PG-13, that usually doesn't bode well for any sort of Predator movie. You got to have that R-rated violence.
Yeah. it not being rated R is pretty like, that's. And keep in mind, we got the Predator movies back in theaters because of how Prey did on Hulu after the Predator, which was
I wonder if it's
which was surprisingly good. I thought that one was going to suck, and I really liked it.
I wonder if it's not rated R because there's no humans dying in it.
Probably no blood.
Yeah, most likely.
If it's like Aliens, I wonder if that's the reason why.
Because if it's robots,
PG-13 doesn't sound that good to me. But.
If it's robot and monsters, then it's not rated R because they're not humans.
All right.
The trailers look good. I mean, I'll probably go spend money to go see it, but
yeah, I definitely will spend money.
Yeah, PG-13 does not make me confident.
What in the world?
But there's another one that MSK didn't even talk about because he knows nothing about it because it's cinema. So first off, based off of a Richard Bachman story, a Stephen King story from back in the day, an amazing 80s movie, but this time we're getting a more faithful adaptation of it, but it's from the amazing mind that brought you like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, all of those. We got Edgar Wright's take on The Running Man. That's coming out the exact same day, November 7th, the same day as Predator Badlands. I'm going to be in there all weekend, essentially. Man, I really am looking forward to that one. That's the main film that I've been looking forward to this entire year. I understand. MSK doesn't like cinema.
Do you think they're going to have the ending? Do you think they're going to have the ending where his family dies, or do you think they're going to do the Arnold Schwarzenegger ending where he kills the game host and he just blows up?
I heard they're going more to the book, but I don't know. So
it's too tragic.
Long Walk.
I think that's too tragic if they do the book ending. I think they're gonna tweak it where his family lives.
I don't know, man. Though this is Edgar Wright. I think he might do it. I hope he does. But yeah, I was able to just catch the other Stephen King adaptation from this year, or the latest one from this year, which was The Long Walk, which was also a Richard Bachman novel. I think his first one under that nom de plume. But that was written by J.T. Molnar, who's the guy who did one of my favorite ones from last year called Strange Darling. But it was his take on the script. He changed it up quite a bit from that book. But man, what they were able to get in that adaptation, it affected me a ton. So I hope what they're able to bring to this is a little bit more of that Stephen King stuff, because he went hardcore in that novel. And I love the 80s flick, but it is not that novel. So I hope they do keep it a little bit closer, but we'll see. It's very tragic. So
all right. You guys probably want us to go over the topic tonight because that's what we're here to do.
I figured we should do intros first, but that's just me.
All I'm saying is if the Running Man doesn't have a guy on rocket ice skates, I am going to just leave the theater.
While he's singing opera music. Don't forget
well, that's Dynamo. He's a different guy. He's not the goalie guy. Dynamo has a car, and that should be cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Dude, yes. Are they going to use the deep fakes or the AI faces in the voice? Dude, that'd be crazy if they reused that from the 80s movie. Maybe it was in the book. I don't remember it. I could be wrong, but since we have AI and deep fakes now, that would be cool to bring that in the Running Man, since he's in hiding.
Right? All right. Let's have some fun here, boys. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Warner Brothers Discovery is up for sale. So Warner Brothers is a massive company that has given us some of the most amazing moments in our entire life, as well as some of the most utterly horrible, disgusting moments in our entire life, actually. And this is very similar to me from when Disney actually acquired Fox Studios back in 2017. They paid a lot of money for Fox Studios, and we also had Microsoft acquiring Blizzard actually along a few years ago. Actually, we also had Skydance merging with Paramount not too long ago. I mean, you even had fucking Amazon gobble up Twitch, actually, and probably that's not going to be paying off for them very well at all because that site has never generated a profit ever. But Warner Brothers is currently, I'm not kidding you guys, $35 billion in debt. So they're definitely looking to sell to the highest bidder. Now, Could it be Netflix? Could it be Amazon? Could it be Comcast? Could it be Universal? Who knows at this point? I mean, Paramount might throw their hat in the ring, but they've been denied 3 times currently. So maybe they have to up their offer actually very, very soon. So there's a lot of things to go over with this. So we'll just kind of narrow them down. So I know people are really retarded, and I know I have to speak in a more of a simplified way for the most average person to understand what I'm going to bring up here. Okay, so
wait. You can speak in a more simplified way?
Yes. I was taught how to publicly speak by my master, Madara Uchiha. No, I'm just kidding. Or my hero, Hashirama Senju, the god of shinobi. That's what they call me, a legend, the god MSK around these
You
parts.
bring great dinosaur to all of us.
So let's start it here because this is, for some reason, the most important topic of this entire thing. And I was thinking about this all day, and I really just can't understand why people are this retarded. But this is what people are generally going to focus on when it comes to Warner Brothers Discovery, or Warner Brothers for short, is being sold. So a lot of people are concerned with what's going to happen with James Gunn, because recently, if you guys have been living under a rock, James Gunn and Warner Brothers, along with Peter Safran, they're the Kevin Feige's of the universe currently, started DC Studios, which is their own part of Warner Brothers to develop DC content, right? And that's never happened for DC ever. It was kind of like, I don't know, in some sort of building in Warner Brothers, like some small area or some shit. So they have their own studio there. And more importantly, the DCU just started, which was the reboot, actually, for the DC universe, because, the DCEU was obviously complete garbage, dumpster fire, utterly pile of nonsensical trash, right? And a lot of people have been saying, well, if Warner Brothers gets sold, would they keep James Gunn? Because a lot of people go, why wouldn't they keep James Gunn? So there's 2 things to go over that. Number one, James Gunn has talked about this when he first got hired, and you guys remember what I'm going to say here, which is the reason he got brought on to do his thing with DC was because Warner Bros. Discovery, specifically David Zaslav, wanted their specific vision of what DC should be, right? And then the previous regime had their fucked up, disgusting way of what DC should be, right? So just pointing it out here, guys, because I know Paramount has basically said, hey, we would keep everyone involved with the company, right? That doesn't mean that Amazon, Netflix, Comcast, or Apple, if they were to be buying them, would do that, because they would hire someone to make a DC universe in that person's image for that person's vision. I'm not saying that they would get rid of him. I'm just saying that if it's pretty much not Paramount, his job would kind of be up in the air. Now, that also depends on if the universe is very successful box office wise, merchandise and ticket sales and all that stuff, right? So I think it comes to a lot of different areas with that one, and DC probably should be a big topic of discussion for this sale because it is pretty much synonymous with Warner Brothers at this point. Everyone knows DC to be owned by Warner Brothers. So it really just depends. If the universe is performing very well, I think they'll keep him. It also depends on the company as well. But if the universe is not doing well, and if it's not Paramount, he's probably going to get kicked out. Now, the problem with that is, people are going to be like, man, another reboot? Yeah, that's kind of the unfortunate thing that happens with these kind of things, That's why when it comes to, movies and television and all this stuff, you kind of just enjoy the ride when you're on it, because there's no guarantee this shit lasts forever, obviously. Unless you're just, death and taxes and, AIDS, actually. They could just live forever, honestly. So the other thing...
No, there's a cure for that.
Good Lord.
For taxes.
Tell that to Magic Johnson.
It's death.
I know.
So MSK, you're basically saying that nothing is guaranteed and things could end at any time. Just keep that in mind with your guests that you have on the panel. So all I'm saying is, James Gunn has a contract. It does end in 2026, so yes, that is right. Where they would have to renegotiate and renew anyway. I never got the impression that this is only going to be the Gunn universe. And he's kind of put out a bunch of different things like that. Like, yeah, I'm putting out a bunch of these threads, but who knows if I'm the one who's going to fulfill them. Now, I don't know if that means creatively or because he gave, for instance, I think Mike Flanagan is writing the Clayface thing. I can't remember what's his name is writing the Supergirl thing. And then Lanterns is somebody else. There are these threads that they could pick up on, but I'm not sure if that ominous statement meant he doesn't know if he'll be at DC or if that means, these threads could be picked up by all these different properties.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, he's just signed on for this first phase, the Gods and Monsters thing.
Yeah. So
I don't know that.
Yeah, you're
they
right.
wouldn't kind of change it to be like the next era and then have that be whatever phase they're going to do. I don't know that this is as gun forward as everyone is putting it. Just, this was the phase that he's kicking off, and it started out with 3 James Gunn properties. So
yeah,
that makes sense.
And actually, I'm glad you brought up the contract thing, because if they only pretty much gave him like you said, a year contract, then that's just even them testing out the waters too on that, because even they don't know if they're going to be bought. And this is something that a lot of people don't know. It's something that also happens in esports a lot too. The company that makes the contract that he just brought up, it favors literally them. They could straight up just buy him out of his contract if they really wanted him gone. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but these contracts are mostly written to favor the company in most scenarios, actually, unless it's like something you specifically asked for and got in the negotiation phase. So that's just my general opinion on James Gunn. It just depends on the company that buys them, and it just depends if they want to keep him. And keep in mind, we've mentioned nepotism a lot here in Hollywood too. Someone could just keep him just because they actually are his friend, or they don't like him. They go, I don't really like that guy. I want my guy to do it. That's just how it works in the industry. Pretty much that's how.
Probably should give you more charity. I'm assuming you just misspoke, but you said here in Hollywood too. Do you think that we're in Hollywood here?
Oh my God, this is MSK Wood around here. There's no nepotism here. I allow the best talent to be on the show. So the other thing is to go over with the streaming service they have. It's called HBO Max. I'm not going to go over all those stupid dumb name changes they did. It was always better off being HBO Max. What's that gay name they made? Max. Oh, fucking terrible.
It was just Max.
So
and then they realized, like, wow, Max sounds stupid without the HBO next to it, because Max could be anything. Because they said HBO sounded sexual, and it's like, no, Max is the sexual one. That's why it was called Skinamax.
Oh, this company never ceases to amaze me. Oh my fucking God. You're right. And then, to be fair, I will give them some grace. Remember they posted that meme of the 3 Spider-Man doing the name change for HBO and Now and Max? Okay, I'll give you that one. That was pretty funny. But so the streaming service they have, HBO Max, if the streaming service is going to be as profitable as they've talked about, because the numbers for it have gone up and up, and the HBO brand, as King Style has said, does carry a lot of significant name brand value to it. That's why they even brought the name back from it being Max to HBO Max. I would say they would just keep that too. There's no reason to get rid of it if it's generating you profit. These guys only care about profit, right?
It's been a name since the 1970s, dude. So that's why it makes sense for them to keep the HBO brand next to Max.
But then there's one wrench I would throw into this. Just one wrench. Not my wrench. Mine's bigger than your guys'.
You own a wrench?
No, not even close.
So dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball.
So Disney recently announced, or not most of the trades announced, I would say. The trades announced that Hulu app that is currently pretty much under Disney's umbrella is going to be no more, and all that is going to be moving over to Disney Plus. The worst scenario possible is that whatever company buys them that has a streaming service will eventually discontinue that and absorb it all into that one umbrella, because streaming services cost a lot of money to run, and we know this. But if the streaming service is profitable and it's generating you some decent amount of income, there's no reason to get rid of it. Like I said before, it just depends on which company buys them, right? I don't think Paramount,
is any streaming service actually profitable at this point?
That's what I mean. Do you count Netflix profitable?
It's not gonna. It wouldn't matter in the long run, because let's say Netflix buys them. Yeah. What you're gonna see is everything that HBO Max has will show up on Netflix, and then a bunch of Netflix stuff will show up on HBO Max.
That's what you're saying,
and then eventually they'll just say like, "Hey, we could just run this all under Netflix and not have to spend the money of operating another app, just like Disney did with Hulu." And then they'll just absorb it, and then it'll all be on Netflix.
Yeah, because I know you guys have seen the headlines and everything for this kind of thing. Like, a lot of these studios are cutting a lot of jobs. I mean, Amazon's laying off a lot of people at Twitch and other parts of the company. Paramount's going to have a lot of layoffs too. I'd imagine if they want to save a lot of money, this is the most fucked up way to do it. You would cut out the HBO Max app, because a lot of people that work on it, you just save a lot of money right there for the jobs that come with running that thing. But I'm not saying they should do that. But then again, mergers always someone always loses out in the merger, and that usually is the company that's getting taken over, because they want their people running stuff, because they see those people that's successful in the company. So the other thing to bring up with this is, if Warner Brothers is bought by any of the streaming services that are pretty much only exclusively dropping movies on their streaming service, so like Netflix, Amazon, Apple, right? Apple just recently put out F1 in theaters, and that was met with, I guess, some level of moderate success, honestly. But would they pretty much change
what the fuck are you talking about? What do you think limited success is? So,
like me having
it's
7
number
strokes with my wife?
7. So imaginary then?
No.
So
yeah.
F1 is number 7 in the box office for the entire year. So Warner's on there 3 times. So they're there for a Minecraft movie, which
Pretty
got
good.
just
Pretty
under
solid.
$1 billion.
Good Lord.
F1 for like 630, and then Superman for like 615. So it's not nothing. And then the other thing is, Walter sent me this amazing story that obviously you're not aware of, but
Also,
IMAX
Sinners.
is partnering with all of the so they're not in the top 10, but you're right, Sinners is also awesome. I don't know why they're not somewhere on the top 10. It seems like they've made more than that, but
Yeah, I thought
fine,
it made more
according
my
to them.
mistake on that. It did
but
well financially, so.
Walter sent me this awesome article where IMAX is partnering with a whole bunch of the streaming platforms and making like events
I did see
for
that.
next year.
I saw that. Yeah.
So Amazon is doing like Creed 3 Challengers, Megan Thee Stallion, Fallout, and I can't remember what else. Apple's doing F1, so it's going to get yet another cinema release on IMAX. Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, and I think there's something else. And then Netflix is doing like Greta Gerwig's Narnia and limited release of like Frankenstein, and then there's that 2024 documentary Skywalkers.
Right.
So there's a bunch of different things where they're kind of slowly getting out to theaters, and Netflix is bringing out. There's like 3 ones that I can think of that they're doing theater things for, but the biggest one is K-pop Demon Hunters. So they're slowly getting to it. So streaming isn't just streaming anymore. A lot of these streamers are looking for any way to get revenue.
Yeah, and what I was going to bring up is I know the Netflix current CEO, Ted Sarandos, what his name was, or the other guy who runs their film TV division, said that they make movies to be watched on their streaming service. And I know that would kind of concern people if they bought Warner Brothers, be like, would you guys pretty much just not give a shit about the theaters? Because, they're pretty much, the theater is the middleman and all that stuff, right? But the theater's where you build the communities and the fans and all that stuff. But they don't look at it that way. They go, we put these movies on a streaming service without a middleman, and that's just what we do. I think Gray's right in that aspect. I think their entire strategy to
we could all agree you're wrong.
Change, but that should happen. I'm not saying it will, because these guys will say anything in the moment, and then these things change. What wasn't Amazon supposed to build like theaters or some shit a long time ago that they announced, but that never happened. So I don't know. Things can change when money doesn't flow in. Yeah. So what is the other thing people have brought up with Warner Brothers? Oh, the whole Snyder thing. I'll just tackle this really quickly. So I'll be honest here. If the Snyderverse getting revived on Netflix, I still think wouldn't happen, even if it was bought. Just having it. I have zero faith they would do
the only way the Snyderverse would even exist now, it'd have to be basically like HBO or HBO Max TV shows. It wouldn't be movies, or it would be movies for pilots or for the season finales. That would be the only way. You would not have regular movies.
The only way that you'll ever see that is if it's in comic book form. No one's going to spend the money to put out his dumbass vision. And the only people who think that they're going to do that are freaking Snyder bros who are smoking crack. I'm sorry. But he's just, the Netflix is not going to derail everything at Warner Brothers and then bring back the Snyderverse and let Snyder rip through $300 million and not get a cent of it fucking back.
Also, to throw another little bit of asterisk in there too, it wouldn't even just be a bad timing. It would be mega bad timing, because let's just say hypothetically in this scenario, Netflix does buy Warner Brothers, right? They would already spend a lot of money on the merger. So you have shares and equity, all that stuff, and the cash to do it. Then you're going to take more money on top of that in that moment and be like, hey, we're going to bring back Zack Snyder. That's just crazy. They would already be hurting from buying the company.
If Netflix buys Warner Brothers, it's because they want to break into the movie business. You don't buy a studio, which I heard the Paramount deal, one of them was like $55 billion or some shit. If that's true, that it's up to that level that they're selling the studio for, you spend that kind of money and you buy it in order to break in. Like Apple's been trying to break into the theater business more and more.
Yeah.
So you buy a studio like Warner Brothers. Now Warner Brothers Studios operates under the Apple brand, and they start putting out movies, and then any IPs that Apple owns or their own will now get funneled through Warner Brothers for the movies.
Because we're still using the
theater
logos when they
releases.
produce the movies.
Yeah, I mean, you have the
infrastructure.
infrastructure all there. That's why you buy a company like that, is when you want to break into what that company is doing. So if Netflix does it, most likely it's because they want to do that. Amazon, they're just collecting studios like people collect magic cards right now. I mean, if any studio that goes down, Amazon's looking to snatch it up and add it.
Look at it this way, dude. If Amazon got Warner Brothers, they would have what? The MGM catalog. They have all that. They have all that other stuff they have. I mean, they do technically have Lord of the Rings, but like,
well, that's another thing too. Is like, it doesn't matter who buys. Anyone who has a contract right now for these IPs, like if Amazon has a contract where they get to do Lord of the Ring IPs, it doesn't matter who buys Warner Brothers. That contract usually has to be kept on. You usually don't see, like, if Netflix buys them, you won't see any Lord of the Rings stuff until the contracts that they've farmed out.
Like how same thing happened with Fox. Same thing,
right?
Like
how with Fox,
where
how
they
Sony has Spider-Man.
Where they basically said, it was rumored that the reason why they hadn't actually did anything with the X-Men property is because they were waiting for the contracts to be basically ended, because apparently Fox signed more people on for more shit because they thought the merger wasn't going to go through as an insurance, but it did go through, so the contracts are locked. They don't have to pay those people.
Yeah.
It would
just Sony has the rights to Spider-Man movie. Yeah. It could be that way with some of these IPs already, like the Harry Potter TV show. Isn't Amazon doing that, or is that HBO Max?
That's HBO.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. That's in house then, so that's fine.
So we have it right here. And no, the MSK show is not for sale. We produce profit here every single year in and year out. The quality just gets better and better. And Greg agrees with me. Right?
$20.
I agree that
Fanta and MSK show is yours.
your show definitely produces.
Oh God. Warner Brothers Discovery says it is evaluating acquisition offers from multiple parties. Also, David Zaslav.
Why did you read that like William Shatner? It is evaluating from.
I am producing entertainment, Gray. So, but no. The other thing I want to say is David Zaslav has been a person that has cut a lot of stuff on HBO Max too. Like, he even had said, what is the point of having all this content on a streaming service if no one's watching it? And I agree with that. It's like, a lot of this content in streaming platforms are not getting watched by a lot of people. That's why you see a lot of them sell it off to people. If you're going to give me the highest money for it, fuck it. I like that. I like it a lot. He did say Shark Week was one of their most valuable assets. Yes, someone values Shark Week as much as I do. My spirit animal.
Hey, MSK, that reminds me. Have you seen the new Shark movie yet?
Which one?
Nano Shark. It's a shark that gets in your bloodstream, but it's tiny.
That sounds actually terrible.
Yeah, I figured it was up your alley. Anyway, sorry, getting back to Shark Week.
God, goodness, Gray. What am I going to do with you? Pay you more money here for your contract, or I pay you out of your contract, or I buy you out?
You know you can't afford either of those.
That's true. I got monopoly money here. Warner Brothers Discovery is reviewing strategic alternatives in light of unsolicited interest it has received from multiple parties for both the entire company and the standalone Warner Brothers streaming and studio entity. The media conglomerate said Tuesday. Warner Brothers Discovery didn't say which companies have made M&A overtures, but the announcement comes after Paramount Skydance, headed by Chairman and CEO David Ellison, has been pursuing a major deal to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery in its entirety. I mean, there were rumors about Paramount doing it like just last year, honestly. So, sorry. In recent weeks, Warner Brothers Discovery reportedly rejected Paramount Skydance's $20 per share offer as too low. On Tuesday morning, the board of Warner Brothers Discovery turned down a mostly cash bid of nearly $24 per share from Paramount, Reuters reported.
That's Reuters. So does that mean that they gave them like a $23.50? What is nearly $24 per share?
That means they offered $22.50. You know that's what they offered. You have to have the 50 in there. No. I'll be honest here. This is how you guys would know this too. Most business negotiations do this. You kind of lowball to see if they're gonna kind of take the bait, like fishing, but then you offer a little bit higher when you know they didn't take your lower bait. So of course Paramount is gonna offer that. Why would they not? Come on, this company's $35 billion in debt. So this company literally needs any money they can get. But David Zaslav is wanting to go, okay, we won't take the first offers we get. We're going to evaluate it from different companies to see who's going to offer us more money. That's all you do. You try to make yourself more attractive on the market because they know the brand is valuable. You to be fair, you don't just typically take the first offer you get anyway. That's why I said they're not going to be sold until like mid next year because he's going to potentially evaluate all these offers. But then again, who knows? My wife evaluated offers too last night from Tyrone and she got blasted, honestly. No? You guys didn't like the joke? All right. So
that was a joke.
On the Warner Brothers Discovery announcement, the company's stock jumped 10% in the morning, trading to over $20 per share. Warner Brothers Discovery continues to advance its previously announced separation of Warner Brothers and Discovery Global, currently targeted to be completed by April 2026. Yeah, I heard something about that. Like Discovery David Zaslav wants to basically separate the Discovery portion of the company because Discovery apparently was doing pretty well before putting it together with Warner Brothers. Good Lord. At the same time, the board announced it has initiated a review of strategic alternatives to maximize shareholder value. Through this process, the Warner Bros. Discovery board will evaluate a broad range of strategic options, which include the sale of the entire company or separate transactions for its Warner Brothers and or Discovery Global businesses. It said, as part of the review, the company will also consider an alternative separation structure that would enable a merger of Warner Brothers with a third-party acquirer alongside a spinoff of Discovery Global to shareholders, it said. Quote, we continue to make important strides to position our business to succeed in today's evolving media landscape by advancing our strategic initiatives, returning our studios to industry leadership, and scaling HBO Max globally. David Zaslav, president and CEO of Warner Bros. Discovery, said in a statement. Zaslav continued, quote, it's no surprise that the significant value of our portfolio is receiving increased recognition by others in the market. That should be no brainer at all. Do you know how much IPs this fucking company has? A lot of legendary ones. After receiving interest from multiple parties, we have initiated a comprehensive review of strategic alternatives to identify the best path forward to unlock the value of our assets. Samuel A.D. What in the world? Chairman of the Warner Bros. Discovery Board.
No. Can you please try and pronounce that?
Quote.
He's the chairman of Warner Brothers. He deserves that. Come on. Try and pronounce his name.
Quote. Our decision to initiate this review underscores the board's commitment to considering all opportunities to determine the best value for our shareholders. We continue to believe that our planned separation to create two distinct leading media companies will create compelling value. That said, we determined taking these actions to broaden our scope is in the best interest of our shareholders. Good Lord. It's always about appeasing those fucking bastards, right? So I will say this, though. Warner Brothers currently, this company is $35 billion in debt. This idea that they're going to separate and have two successful companies, it's like you can barely make one company successful without all this debt. You want two of them? Now it's getting sold off. That's my opinion. WBD said there is no deadline or definitive timetable set for completion of the strategic.
Was that timeable?
It should be. That has to be a time. That should be timeable. But whatever.
Do you mean to say Tylenol?
Oh my God, no, we're not doing a Tylenol discussion again. You guys are crackheads. So WBD said there is
What's the active ingredient in Tylenol, MSK?
In my crack and meth and heroin, or butt crack as they have it. Warner Brothers Discovery said there is no deadline or definitive timetable set for completion of the strategic alternatives review process. other than the separation transaction that is already underway, which the company has said it targeted to be completed in April 2026. There can be no assurance that this process will result in the company pursuing a transaction or other outcome, it said. In its announcement, Warner Bros. Discovery said it does not intend to make any further announcements regarding the review of strategic alternatives unless and until the board approves of a specific transaction or otherwise determines further disclosure is appropriate or necessary. Good Lord. So, we'll see how this plays out. We will see how this plays out. Will Warner Brothers fully go through with separating itself for that 2026 thing they want to do, or will they get bought before then? So I'm pretty sure King Styles is asleep. I'm pretty sure he's getting his dick sucked right now. So we'll start with Gray. What is your final thoughts and opinions about potentially
My opinion is
for
King Style is living the best life. I hope that is what happened to him. I also wish that I was sleeping right now, but here we are. What can I say? If Warner Brothers is getting sold off, I don't know exactly what part of the whole Warner Brothers Discovery, like whatever you want to call that group, would be profitable other than them.
Yeah.
What is the Discovery part of it? It seems like they would just get screwed over in a lot of this. Isn't it just like the cable version or whatever? Because I'm pretty sure with Warner, you get basically everything that actually kind of means anything. Like when you look at all those movies, none of them are anything other than like Warner in the background of those. And there's like 5 of them in the top 15. I can't think that Discovery is bringing in nearly as much, but perhaps they're not spending nearly as much. So I don't know. I think that's just the way that all of these companies are going. All the TV seems to be being bought up by these giant conglomerates that just keep merging and keep taking in all these other ones.
Yeah.
Why would it stop here with movies? I think it's the next stop.
Do you think it has to do with money?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. I don't. It's very strange with the record labels. Like we saw that like all these big major labels were buying up all these smaller ones and then just absorbing them so they could have like different niche genres under them, but it was all the same company getting the same profits. I think that's what we're gonna see a lot of in the movie industry. But I'm hoping there's gonna be a resurgence of independent cinema. People want to see some comedies out there. I hope that some of these small ones can actually do that, and I hope some of these streamers stay somewhat independent. That seems to be kind of the home for a lot of these scary like horror movies and comedies. It's sad because they play best with an audience, but man, there hasn't been many audiences in the last few that I've been to. Sorry, MSK, you were going to
no. I just want to tack on to your point about things consolidating. Remember the writer strike where pretty much it came out to the end of it that they were going to do less scripted television and less of a lot of stuff in the industry, and that's why people are fearing that AI is going to be taking a lot of jobs. I mean,
it already is, man. Because you heard about the AI actress.
I did. I saw that.
And Timberland, and this has to do with the entertainment. Timberland has an AI, singer, a female robot singer,
based,
which is crazy. Because like now they don't care. They're like, fuck it, we're gonna just use AI. After that strike that happened, it made it even worse. Now everybody's expendable.
Yeah, and
it didn't help.
Some of these companies are not doing well financially. It's weird how people have like this brand loyalty to all these companies, but just because you have brand loyalty to a company doesn't mean they're financially doing well. They wouldn't even be taking the offers if they were doing well financially. They're seeing potentially a big line of money right there to bail them out of being in debt, and they're going to take it eventually. I think they'll take it, but that's just me. This is what happens when a company's ran into the ground by a bunch of insane lunatics who, God forbid, give money to a random person, $200 million, or the one they did with Clint Eastwood. Remember that movie Cry Macho? They just gave him a lot of money because there was a quote, forgot what it was. It was like, because Clint Eastwood had just did a lot of movies with the company. What the fuck? You just give him money? He should earn it somehow, right?
Well, he does have like an entire shelf of Oscars.
No, he does.
I was gonna say, like MSK, like I know that you wouldn't understand MSK because you're allergic to quality and cinema, but people do tend to like his his version of. But sorry, Warren, you were speaking some sense. Why don't you keep
No,
going?
no.
Yeah.
What I'm bringing up is like they just.
Oh no,
gave
sorry,
him
no
money.
sense allowed here. Sorry.
No, it's like he did a lot of great for the company. I'm not saying he didn't, but it was just randomly. They just gave him a bunch of money because he had just like I don't know how that. It was just a very weird thing that I saw.
MSK, they're giving him that money because he's a veteran. He's a guy that did a lot of movies, not just on the camera but behind the camera. So that's why they're giving him over $200 million to do whatever the fuck he wants.
MSK, if
fair,
you were to take just a guess, how many films do you think Clint Eastwood has directed?
Fucking hell, it has to be in like the 50s, right?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, but it's just like there was a quote that David Zaslav had said. It's not show friends, it's show business. Like if he hasn't directed a movie for the company in a long time, why is he getting the money? Like I that's just odd. Like he hasn't directed anything for a long time. You just
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
$1 Million Baby, El Camino.
Yeah, El Camino,
I mean,
yeah.
No,
the guy
Camacho isn't even his most recent movie.
Even
Juror number 2 was from last year. But he did one in 2024. He did Cry Macho in 2021. He did Richard Jewell in 2019. The Mule in 2018. 1517 to Paris in 2018, Sully in 2016, American Sniper in 2014, Jersey Boys in 2014, J. Edgar in 2011, Hereafter, Invictus, Gran Torino, Changeling, Letter from Iwo Jima, Flags of Our Fathers, $1 Million Baby. All of those are at least lauded as cinema.
Yeah.
I understand it's not your brand.
He is in his 90s. That is correct, MSK.
Yeah. So the way that it was phrased when they did it, it just almost sounded like they were just giving it to him just because he was Clint Eastwood. And I was like, that's not how you should just doesn't do that. If someone should do something for you to get that money,
there's people with track records. Like Tarantino has a certain fan base, so you can almost guarantee a Tarantino movie is going to make 300 million. Kevin Smith has said this himself that he can make 10 to $20 million on a movie. So giving him $4 to $8 million, he'll get you your money back.
Yeah. That
with Clint Eastwood's the same thing though. It's like we give Clint Eastwood money. He has a script. He's directing. He never has any problems. He's very efficient. Yeah, and he has return. You know. Yeah, and
because David Zaslav, the way he made it sound like the previous regime just gave him free money. I was like, I hope they didn't. That's kind of stupid. If he hasn't did anything or you signed him to a contract, why would you just give him free money? But then again, Warren, what did you want to say about the Warner Brothers company potentially being up for sale? Do you think it goes through? Do you think they just kind of split off next year?
Well, what's interesting about that article, even though it had the most boringest legal speak, is that they mentioned the possibility. Well, they're separating Discovery and Warner Brothers because if you're going to sell Warner Brothers, you have to separate out the businesses.
Right.
And also, too, they also talked about their assets. This could have been also a way like we could sell DC Studios to Amazon and keep Warner Brothers where it's at because we have successful franchises that we could work off of. So, I mean, who knows how this thing is going to turn out? It sounds like right now that they're fishing for offers and seeing what's the best way they can maximize what they have. So essentially, if Disney was doing this, it'd be like, okay, well, we've got Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, ESPN, all these different things that we could sell off and still keep the main part about it. So Warner Brothers, I mean, who knows how this thing's going to end up and how it's going to go. I can't imagine spending that much money for a studio and not keeping it together, but just, now it just makes movies for you. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, though, I wouldn't be surprised after you reading that article that they just sell DC. And I've mentioned that before too.
So another thing, studios. Another wrench. Now, before I go for my last thing, I'll bring up here. It's the comic book portion of it. So I was pointing out here, guys, if the company does sell and the comic book line under new leadership doesn't do good, do you know what potentially happens? You're gone. That's how these people work. It's not like this company where you could basically just, shit the bed for, 20, 30 plus years and just keep your job because, nepotism, right? But then again, under new leadership.
Is that supposed to be like a weird like slight at Clint Eastwood or something? Like
What in
who
the
has
world?
been here for years? I
Come on.
mean, look, this company, the MSK company, has
Oh,
let
God.
you shit the bed here for 338 plus
I'm
episodes.
talking about comic books, you fucking mustard jar. Good Lord.
Oh, my bad.
Which, I did say
It
comic book.
is possible that they shut down the comic division, but it's also possible that whoever buys Warner Brothers just starts having comic books made of their IPs as well. There is something about having that infrastructure and that audience to where it's like, instead of just shit canning it, we can make this profitable again. So
Do you
you
think
might
that comes
see
with
big
firing
changes.
the people that currently work?
Oh,
Like
you
Jim
might
Lee, would
see
Jim
it
Lee be gone?
fired. Oh yeah, you might see people fired top to bottom. They might keep Jim Lee around because he knows comic books, or they might just say, no, we want our own
He would
people in
only be
here.
kept for a name recognition, because Lord knows that guy doesn't do
Yeah,
jack
I
shit
mean,
right now.
who knows?
He's
how
an
the story goes.
uncharismatic Stanley. That's all he is.
And
he
he's a
does,
chow mein eater. He's Asian, so
yeah. So and they probably want to keep him for those Asian connections. If he does business, if they do business abroad, right?
like the
They
the
might
comic
keep
book
him.
portion of it. A lot of people brought that one up too. It's like, well, would they get rid of it? To be fair, I know recently DC's did some great job with the comic book side of that they're doing. Absolute line, the finest line, Compact Comics getting books in the stores now. Great stuff. Automatically A+ shit. But then again, other companies like Amazon and Netflix and the other people, they kind of need some money being brought in, because Netflix, as we know, will straight up just cancel a show that's a fan favorite after one season, 2 seasons maybe. These people are going to have a way different way they look at profit compared to Warner Brothers, because just specifically with the comic book side of it, they just keep people who don't do shit. Absolutely terrible artists sometimes, terrible writers, writing the most ridiculous nonsense. There's no way that flies somewhere else, unless, like I said before, they're just liked and they just keep them because they like that guy. So, my final thoughts on it is company's probably getting sold. Don't know who. Just, Disney probably would be the worst person. But I don't think Disney would want to buy them, though. They spent a lot of money on that Fox merger already.
They're in
Who
debt
knows?
themselves, man. They took the debt of the Fox deal with them, and then all the
Most of
shitty
this is just
decisions,
trading debt at this point, dude.
and then all the shitty decisions with the Star Wars / Lucasfilm stuff, right? It's like Indiana Jones, Willow, all that shit, and then the Marvel stuff that flopped, that put them in debt. They're not talking about that though. They want to keep that in the hush hush.
Well, you have to keep the illusion that you're just this big company where you get all the dollar signs going.
Yeah, but now, like, how can they afford more debt when they already have enough debt as it is?
Well, we know they might have some problems with streaming because they just took away the Hulu app. They were like, we gotta gut that,
Yeah, because they don't want to have debt already. They already have that debt. They's like, well, we have Disney Plus debt. We don't need Hulu debt too.
And do you know how stupid the average person is? They're like, well, dude, if Paramount and Warner Brothers merge, we could get Transformers versus DC. Good Lord. Good absolute
Or Ninja
God.
Turtles. Like, that sounds cool, but it's like, it's not.
If you
good.
think, I mean, keep in mind, you won't even see that for you. We still haven't got the X-Men movie yet. They just barely, like, this year found a director for it. Average retarded fanboys. Well, be cool if Optimus Prime and Sonic met Batman.
The Avatar, The Last Airbender would be in the DC universe. They would.
Lord.
That sounds cool, but it's not, because
the best you
a
would
lot
get
of
is what you said, comic book line of it. That's the
and not
best
only that,
you
but the
get.
cartoons. You'd have Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network together. I guess they would merge. I don't even know if they would keep their names or do a fusion name.
Yeah,
those would only be the good things. The IPs having benefits with it and bringing back old ones that weren't used beforehand. But people are going to lose their jobs, and there are going to be a lot of debts.
But hey, people losing their jobs, that's great. As long as I get my Optimus Prime versus Batman crossover movie, like,
yeah, G.I. Joe meets the Justice League. That's going to do wonders.
Oh, yeah, G.I. Joe, that profitable franchise right now currently. So, yeah, we'll see how all this plays out. It's going to be another big moment in the entertainment industry, because movies, TV, streaming, animation, all this stuff is going through a up and down, turbulent period now with how everything is going, boys. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swaggy, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. And you guys were great in that video. Usually I have to carry you guys through it, but Gray's like, I'll put on an extra bone tonight, honestly. So we'll be here for like another 5-ish minutes because we got to head out of here very soon. What in the world did I just see?
Is it another Sydney Sweeney picture?
What's going on?
No.
What's going on Grindr?
Good Lord. Gray, did you see the video of, the people have the whole AI videos where they can transform it to what they want? Someone had it where Hassan's dog ends up shocking Hassan. I thought that was pretty funny. I will give that was a banger right there.
There's a bunch of awesome ones. There's this weird ass video of JD Vance basically like describing the Hassan situation. I haven't been able to find out if that is like legit or not, if the vice president is talking about him shocking his fucking dog for not sitting there. But yeah, weird times we live in. I can't tell the difference between AI and real life right now.
Oh God, that would be amazing, honestly.
If it happens to be a real thing, he's going to say it's AI to protect his ass. He's going to say, oh, no, that's not real. But what are you talking about? You said that on C-SPAN the other day. No, that was AI generated. I don't know who the fuck posted that on C-SPAN. I'm going to sue them.
MSK, where does your hatred of mac and cheese come from? And why are you so wrong?
They've had it.
Why? Is it a textural thing?
No, it feels funky.
You also hated on chow mein earlier. Is it just a nudes thing?
I'm not really a noodle person, honestly.
I mean, I hear you crave long noodles, but
yeah. No, you guys like your long noodles. I'm not a noodle connoisseur, as they say these days.
So is it the noodle thing? What is it?
Just not really a noodle person. I don't really like the taste of them, honestly. Oh my God, Sydney Sweeney, Jesus Christ! Woo!
You caught that, Miss Sparkles?
Give me a second here. Warren's literally like, I have to get high to talk to this guy. I hate him sometimes.
Every day.
He's not the only one. It helps, man.
These are some fantastic assets.
So is that the picture that you said that you couldn't show?
The other one is worth. Oh no, that's a video.
Oh,
I think the other one is more revealing.
I gotta say, it's a lovely outfit, and her hair frames her face quite well.
Yeah, she has some very nice assets there that I would love to put my huge 9-inch BBC between. But hey, I gotta hit her up. I'll just hit her up and be like, yo, what it tastes like.
Oh, some shade coming from Sparkles. She's saying that's an ugly dress. I disagree. I think the cut is it's nice. I think it has a certain class to it. The shininess also.
She's good. It's like a dress you go on like a like a dinner date or like a formal like ball or something. You're not going to a fucking.
That's what you'd wear on a formal date, Kingsta.
Not me. I don't know where you said that. You're kind of like editing the words to make it seem that way, but
he does that a lot.
Teach their own, Gray.
He does that a lot.
Fair enough.
I'm glad.
I like to feel classy sometimes.
I'm glad you called him. He always does that. He thinks he can do it, but and that's smart enough.
I call it government mental gymnastics. when the media or government people that are fighting on the other side, they edit each other's words, take it out of context. But that's here nor there, right?
No, we all want to make hot gay love to each other. In mind,
I did not say that. I want to have a disclaimer that that's the view of MSK. That's not my view whatsoever.
I would say what MSK just did there was an actual example of that, where he completely took what you said completely out of context and then said that we all agree to it. No, of course not.
Yes, I want to have that as a disclaimer that I did not say that or endorse that in any shape or form. That's MSK. If he wants to believe that and like it, that's his his way.
We are not R. Kelly here. That's just what happens here.
Yeah.
The thing with
he he was successful.
Because people would call her mid. It's like, I mean, if you okay,
MSK.
Yes,
you like fabrics, and you're known for your, what can we say? Judgment of women. So I think her dress was, I think it was classy. I think it was quite beautiful. It covers quite a bit, but at the same time, doesn't leave much to the imagination. I think that's a fine line that she was walking there. I think it was a nice dress. Miss Sparkle says it's so ugly. So where do you fall on this, MSK? Was that dress ugly? Did you like it? What color was the dress, first of all?
I mean, I don't think she was. I'll be honest here. I think she intended to show off as much as her tits as she wanted to, and the dress allowed that. The dress could literally just be green, and it wouldn't matter, honestly.
Can't that literally be said for every woman at all times, that they're trying to show off as much as they want to?
Yes, and then I always say
it's kind of saying nothing with a lot of words.
No, I'm just pointing out that what else do women have? What else does she have besides a nice, attractive body?
Career, a plan in which she was able to leverage, a small role in a bad film called Madam Web to get this film that she actually wanted to make done. It gives her a lot of cachet.
Some women have,
if you will. She's got talent, ambition, and a good eye for a good project. So what can I say? Oh, and as Orange Avenger points out, great genes as well.
Oh, she has great genes. She has really, really good genes.
Yeah, but they made a big controversy out of nothing. They said that was racist. So no, like to the point that Gap had to get this Korean multiracial group. That's what they are. That's what I'm calling them. A K-pop group that's multiracial, Indian, Filipino, Caucasian, Korean, I think. And they basically said, "Oh, we have real genes." Like they made it into a race thing when it wasn't. I don't understand that. Like she just looked attractive wearing jeans and a denim jacket. What's racist about that?
It's because people took it. I'm not saying this is true, but the way the retards took it was like she's saying she has good genes, like as of her actual skin tone, ethnicity, and all that shit.
No, she had good genes because she's hot.
Yeah. They were talking about blonde hair, blue eyes, white. You know what I mean? That's what they thought it meant. But
dude, if
you take that from a gene
if she had her hair brunette, because she's not a natural blonde, she's not. Right. If she went brunette and and I don't know if she's using contact lens, if she showed what she really looked like, it would just be the same context.
Yeah, I just don't know how people got that from a gene ad. If you got that from a gene ad, that means you don't go outside, and that's what happens when you don't touch grass for a while. Go outside, literally feel the sunlight. You are a loser. Just pointing out, you do not live in the real world enough. That's what no sun does to a motherfucker.
Well, that's what social media did in a negative way for us. People who are very closed off in a bad way, their opinions are facts when they're not.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here. We had a great show tonight. Damn, season 1 is almost over with almost 400 episodes clocked in. I never really thought that would be a format for the show, but it's not. It's really not. WZ, I need the MSK show season 1 greatest moments. I need like a 20-minute compilation of my best W's here. So we'll start with King Style. Do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
Yeah, Saturday I'm going to do a show with Cyfax.
Did I agree to that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you my pimp or my dad?
I'm black, so no. And being a pimp means I know how to manage money, so no.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But anyway.
I'll tell that cloud chaser. He won't run it. He won't run the pans. He won't run it outside. Good Lord.
Well, 6 feet tall. Anyway, I'm going to be on this show Saturday, and also I'm going to be on a friend of mine's, Ken, Foulmouth Ken, on Saturday as well. It's going to be hours apart from each other, so that's where I'm going to be on. So thanks.
Anytime.
Who's next? Who's next to plug whatever?
Plug?
Okay, we're going to go with the Uncle T pause.
No.
Are we going to fucking go there? Because I swear. Go ahead.
No, what I'm saying, like, do you need a hug? Do you want me to give you $5,000 right now? Do you need the
Got
check?
MSK
I would love
excited. He heard the word
$5,000, but
plug.
the way you're saying it, I have to do something I wouldn't want to do for the $5,000. So
We
no,
should get a nice fist
you can
bump.
keep the $5,000.
Dude, it's a fucking fist bump.
Well, you said you wanted a hug, so I don't know what type of
It's not
hug
gay
it
if dudes
is.
hug. I hug Savage Dad. We're not gay about it. We just did a type of, just, you know, a simple hug. You know?
No, thank
So,
you.
God, oh God, King Stout, you and Chaz from Connecticut. You Connecticut people have your own different way of living. But Great Poupe, do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about? Any quality places you're going to be besides here, which is obviously a level down compared to here?
You know, there aren't any places that are lower than this, but if you do want to come to kind of the improved, better version of this, please stop by Friday. I hear MSK is having a Halloween show. Yeah, but you could come to a better Halloween show over on Last Panel, YouTube at Last Panel 1. Some call it the MSK All Stars. What can I say? It certainly feels like it. We've learned to trim the fat over there and got just to the quality content. Who needs all this politics crap and just steady hatred? Instead, you could come over there and just hear people appreciating certain things. I know it's antiquated. It's a tiny channel. It's a secret at this point, but you can be in on this secret from the ground floor. So come join us. And then tomorrow I'm on the Thinkers as usual. So that's YouTube at That Darn Kiddas. It's people from all around the world, an international opinion on stuff. I think tomorrow we're talking about probably some political shit, and then Halloween, since that's coming right up. That's about all I got going on. Warren, what you got going on, sir?
Well, tomorrow I'm going to go see Chainsaw Man with my nephew. So I have a stream scheduled to do part 4 of my Batman Origins, Arkham Origins playthrough, but I might not do that tomorrow since I'm going to go watch Chainsaw Man. If I do it, it'll be later in the evening. And then after that on Friday, Last Panel, then I'll be on with MSK. And then on Saturday, I will be doing a draw stream at 8 o'clock on my channel. And then Monday will be another gaming stream. And then Tuesday, another drawing stream. And that's going to be the schedule for unless something comes up, like I'm going to a movie or along those lines. But I'm going to be trying to stream almost every night.
Hell yeah. Glad you guys are, finally trying to get on my level. I know not everyone can do it, and I know you guys are going to fail when you do it. But,
it's hard to get that low, dude.
My level is like literally to the ceiling. Come on. What are you talking about, Gray?
It's just hard to say all that hateful shit. I just can't bring myself to do it while I'm streaming.
I have to because my job makes me literally go insane. So that's kind of why I just say those things. So to be fair, I'm thinking these things in my head anyway at my job. And I'm like, yeah, I'll probably go on video and say these things. Now, I still even have to hold back from the other things that I want to say, because I am a professional at the end of the day, actually. Is that right, Gray? Am I a professional?
I don't know in any sense of the word that would actually be an accurate statement, but you've been doing it a while.
I would say I'd be a professional, but certain people wouldn't think I am. So it's my answer is irrelevant. So,
oh my God, good Lord King, we're gonna have to get you. We're gonna make you the second Okage, and you're gonna deport the black people into the back of the village. Okay, sounds good.
Wait, what are you gonna do to him?
Deport them to the back of the village.
There was a word that you said before that. What did you say now?
Okay, I'm not gonna make him the third Okage. So
Okage. Okay, I thought you had more of a kake on the end of that. I thought you were saying something else, and
he said
the beginning of it.
You're going to be the second Bukkake. And then
that's what I heard, and I was like, dude, it's a threat.
No, I mean, for me, I'm hoping something comes of this like jump fiesta, so we can learn something that is going to come up for the future of Dragon Ball. I hope there's going to be something for it, like the second Super 2, or maybe something with Daima. What's gonna happen with the movies? Like that's the thing that I'm thinking about it a little bit a few days ago. I was like, okay, it's going to be a Jump Fiesta. So any Dragon Ball news coming up? Probably not. But hopefully it happens, you know? So, it got rescheduled. We're going to have it this week. We're going to review Absolute Batman issue 10, actually. Right? But what's crazy is even if they did bring back Super in like a Super 2 fashion or just another season of Super, there's not much really there. It's like Moro, Black Frieza, and then Granola, Moro and Granola. That's it. Unless they literally just did filler until the manga started coming back, then I don't know what the fuck they would do, honestly. You know? Or like Daima too, because Daima was supposed to have a manga from what I remember, but that never happened. It probably won't happen either. So I don't know. Hopefully something with Dragon Ball comes up at some point, you know? But for me, my schedule tomorrow and moving forward after today is we have the Cloud9 podcast with me and Chaz. We were supposed to do this Tuesday, but as you guys know, I got called into work and it really didn't matter because I got sent home early anyway, which was retarded. So the spectacular MSK is going to make a return this Friday, probably earlier or closer to the afternoon. Then we have the MSK show one-on-one with the Creatorverse because his second appearance got cut short literally at the very fucking last minute when we were about to end the show. Literally last minute of the show. His internet cuts out. And I end the show because I don't know how long it's going to take for him to get back. So we're going to redo it Friday, like around 5 p.m. PST. Then we have the Halloween episode, with me, Warren, and Nate. Then the MSK show with me and Lapsed. And then after that, Sunday, I'll probably just do like a League of Legends game stream or a Master Duel game stream. Doesn't matter because it's, Sunday and I'm just happy to get off work and come home and to get fisted constantly. So, yeah.
Is that why you had to start the show late today?
We started
You had plans after work, you were saying?
I was doing League, hanging out with friends, talking to the boys. King style. He's like, yeah, Miss K,
scheduled a fisting before the show. That's kind of
with the boys.
Oh my God. See, King style, you understand me, right? He gets me. See, that's how it works around here. He's like, MSK, you're the top G. And I was like, yes, I agree.
No comment.
There you go, putting words into his mouth again.
That's what my wife likes, but she likes my semen inside of her, which is God's creation. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK show.
That sounds so unholy, what you just described there. What part of that is God's creation?
I'm just blasted into existence currently right now because my brain is so beyond what your feeble human minds can possibly comprehend that my intelligence has grown so much at this point. No?
I mean, yeah, but you got to think like the distance from 1 to 2, the amount of brain cells you have, that is 100% gain. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. Just compared to everybody else, it's not that powerful. But fair enough, man. Good for you.
Yeah, I have evolved my brain to the point where knowledge just comes in. I download it and I'm just processing everything. My brain works so fast at this point. But outside of all of that, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. And we will see you guys with another episode of the MSK Show on Friday, actually, with the one-on-one with the Creatorverse. And check out the other streams that I will be doing throughout the week as well.